Blue sent over their Lola headphones. These are pretty interesting, relatively expensive, but certainly audiophile grade headphones that might impress you, especially if you enjoy a very interesting aesthetic and some really pretty awesome audio. Taking a quick look around the box, you can see plenty of images of the headset inside. It's actually quite a stylish box too, and also includes quite a lot of features from the headset, including the 50mm drivers and the actually very interesting sort of scissor designed headband. Inside the box you get a carrying case which is actually magnetic and is quite cool, and has a little pouch for all the accessories and cables that you want to bring with you. Speaking of accessories and cables, you get one cable which actually has inline controls and a microphone in it. It's actually quite nice. You have volume up and down, play, pause, or accept calls, and obviously that volume down button on the bottom and the microphone on the back. Just as a quick note, this will work just fine with iOS. You'll have volume up and down and play, pause, or accept calls working fine for you. But if you're on Android, the play, pause button will still work, and if you double tap it, that will be skip to next song, but the volume up and down won't work. You also get what I believe is a 3-meter, 3.5mm audio cable. This is for your extended listening, especially if you're using it to listen to a proper amp and DAC combo and not necessarily from your phone. You also get a gold-plated, and I mean very gold-plated, 1/4" to 3.5mm jack. This is if you're using higher end or, you know, sort of audiophile grade amp DAC solutions and stuff like that. And then of course you have the headphones. These are pretty stylish. They've got the very chrome plated blue logo on the side of them, and it's actually a very, very interesting design. When you pick up the headphones, the first thing you'll notice is that they're actually relatively light, especially considering this is a fairly metal construction, so that's pretty nice. You'll notice the very beefy ear cups as well, and the fairly beefy headband as well, which is quite nice and relatively comfortable, although I'll get onto that in a second. And then the next thing you'll notice is the very, very interesting headband design. When you lift out the headphones, you get a sort of motion of the headband that effectively acts as very tight compression. These are certainly headphones that stick to your head quite nicely, and also in terms of the pivoting of the headphones, this allows for different sized heads too, which is quite nice, although it does also mean that you can change the overall feel, whether you have pressure hard on the top of your head or whether you want it more sort of compression on the side of your head for the best overall feel for you. So certainly an interesting design. I'm not sure how I necessarily feel about the overall style look of it, especially once it's actually in position on your head and that sort of thing, but overall pretty cool. On the left hand side you have the audio in. This can either be used with the 4-pole cable with the microphone attached, or you can use it with the 3-pole cable for just standard audio without the microphone in line with it. And also just to note, the ear cups are very, very plush. There is a lot of foam in here. It is relatively hard foam, and this feels like either leather or faux leather here, so that is also quite nice. It's actually fairly comfortable on the head, and speaking of comfort, while you do have a lot of tension pressing down on the side of your head, you also can, depending on the position of this, have a lot of pressure on the top of your head as well, but it does depend on how you sit on it. For me, when I first listened to it, I think a couple days ago, when I first actually put these on after filming the B-roll that you're probably currently seeing, these were fairly comfortable. I wore them for the better part of a day. Partner also wore them as well and found them fairly comfortable, although last night when I was using them for an extended actually coding session while listening to music, they did get a little bit uncomfortable, so you do have to be very careful in your positioning of the headset for the best comfort for you. Sound quality wise, these are, and I don't say this lightly, the best headset that I've ever listened to. There are some tracks that I've had on my phone and on my computers and stuff for literally like 10 years now that I am hearing more detail with this headphone than I ever knew existed in those tracks. It is incredibly impressive. Now, there is a certain price to match this. There are fairly expensive headphones, but at the same time, I am very, very impressed. And if you're someone who enjoys high quality audio, while I can't say that I've tried every headphone on the market, I've certainly stuck to the more gaming grade stuff. This is certainly much better than those, and I can't necessarily give you a proper comparison between something in its price category, but for me, I'm very, very impressed. So here's a quick test of the microphone that's built into the 4-pole cable that comes with the Lola. Now, this is certainly not a major feature of the headset necessarily. This is certainly an audiophile grade headset, but if you're planning on using this with gaming and you want an integrated microphone that isn't something like the Antlion Mod mic that I have hiding back here, then you can obviously use this headset just fine. And of course, if you are using it primarily with mobile as well, this is also quite a nice feature to have available, especially if you just want to take calls quickly directly on it or something like that. So here is the audio quality for you, and that should be it. So what's my sort of verdict on this? Well, for me, this is certainly a fantastic headset if you want pristine audio quality. As I said, when I was listening to some of the tracks that I've had for years now, I've genuinely found detail in the tracks that I didn't know existed, so I'm very blown away with the overall quality for this. In terms of comfort on the head, it's a little bit of a hit and miss with the sort of very interesting design. There's certainly quite a lot of clamping force on the side, although it's quite just almost like a refined clamping force as opposed to more sort of raw, just crushing your head. So that is something to note. Also, the headband can be a little bit on the sore side after long periods of use. So it's mostly up to what you prefer in your sort of overall headset feel here. They are fairly expensive, but they are certainly a very high quality in both build quality and in audio quality. And of course, you do also have the option of having a mic and inline controls versus having your more standard audio cable, especially if you're using it in the home or out and about. You have different options there, so that is pretty cool. When it comes to scoring, I'm going to go with, I think, a 4 for 5 for money. In terms of performance, I have to go with a 5. Functionality, I'm also going to go with a 5 as well. When it comes to styling, these are pretty stylish, so I think I'm going to go with a 4.5 here. And in terms of TechTeamGB score, I think I'm going to go with a 4.5, but a gold award. It's a fantastic headset, as I said. I really genuinely enjoy the audio quality that comes from these, and just the overall versatility of them to be mobile headphones, to be, you know, just genuine like in-home listening headphones, and anything in between is really quite impressive. I think overall, if you want to check out more information on this, I'm going to leave some links in the description down below for you. And of course, the Amazon and Overclockers UK affiliate links are the best way to help me out. If you could use those, that'd be fantastic. They genuinely support the channel, keep these videos going and all that sort of stuff. So if you use those, that'd be fantastic. Otherwise, feel free to check out some of the other videos that are on here, as well as follow me on Facebook and Twitter as well, at TechTeamGB on both. Let me know what you think of these headphones. Are you an audiophile grade person, or are you more of a gaming headset person, or do you just not use headsets and you use a desk mic and speakers? Let me know in the comments down below, and otherwise that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video, of course, and we'll see you all in the next video.